need to do to be at the frequency of your multi-six-figure vision for your coaching business. So if you are a spiritual coach or a healer, if you're somebody who has this dream in your heart about bringing your business past the six figures into multiple six figures, you want to watch this today. We're going to look at what do you need to do, or how do you need to adjust yourself, or what actions needed to happen inside you in order for you to step into that multi-six-figure business identity. So if you're here, say hi, wave. I'd love to see who's here watching me live. And if you're here on replay, hashtag replay. So we are looking at what do you need to do to be able to step into that multi-six-figure frequency of your vision. So let's start from sort of where you are. Like, have you added yourself into those multi-link posts that you see floating around all the time that constantly tell you like, hey, add your freebie here, and you just added your freebie there. Okay, there's like hundreds of them before you. How did that feel? Like, did you notice, did it feel good and exciting, or did it kind of feel dreadful? Like, oh, this is just one more useless thing that's not gonna work. Okay, or have you seen those posts that go around with hundreds of comments that have like, add your offer here, or who are you and who do you help, what is your page or something, or what is your IG handle? Have you added yourself in there and then felt kind of miserable, like, oh, this is not gonna really do anything? And if you actually scan through this, do you actually see any likes on them or any comments? Probably not. That's because there is a flavor of desperation in those posts, and unfortunately they tend to benefit pretty much only the person who put the post in originally, because it creates the traffic for them. And that's not a bad thing in itself, but when you're starting, that makes sense. If you are already generating income in your business, so you're already somewhere at generating 5,000, 8,000 a month, maybe 10,000 a month, the last thing you want to do is be adding yourself into those things, because energetically that is not going to be the frequency of your vision. If you're just starting, that's fine. This is exactly where the energy goes. But when you're at the level of business, when you're close to 10 figures, or at least halfway there, that is not where you want to be putting your energy charge, okay? So most spiritual coaches are actually very much afraid to decide what they want. And I know it sounds really weird, because like, why would you be afraid to decide what you want, right? Of course we know what we want. We want to go to multiple six figures. We want to impact lots of people. We want to change the world, change human lives. But what do you really want? Those are all very vague things. And the reason most of the time people are afraid to name for themselves with clarity what is it that they desire is because it translates into either, well, if I name this goal and then I don't reach this goal, well, then I will just feel bad, so I better not name the goal, which kind of implies that you already internally decided that you will not reach the goal. Right? Because your energy already is diverted from going in a direction that you were originally planning. Or the second one is when it feels like, well, it's easier to imagine this vague idea and kind of go with the type of energy that you feel and how nice it will be, but not really look at any details of what it actually looked like. Kind of like when people say like, well, I want to get some clients. I just really want to get more clients. And it's like, well, what does that mean? Because if you just want to get some clients, that's exactly what you're going to get. Universe will reflect that to you and give you some clients. But they're probably not going to be perfect clients. They're probably not going to be clients that can afford your highest offers. They're probably not going to be clients who are really willing to do the work at the level that you know in your heart of hearts you can provide the depth. They're not going to be ready for that depth because all you ask for is some clients. So are you clear on what is it that you actually want? If you just want some clients, that's what you're gonna get, because the universe will match that energy. It's either gonna give you some or maybe none, because it's a scarcity-based frequency. Okay, when we create something that is expanding and growing, we have to be matching the energy of that. So that goes back to the topic of what do you need to do or be in order to get to that multiple six-figure vision and actually embody it and become it and generate that income. Well, you kind of have to be clear on what you want to have it look like within your being. You can't be wishy-washy and kind of vague about it. So like, do you want to be seen as a premium level coach that is actually sought after? Just think about that. Like, put that in the comments. Is that something you're looking for yourself? If you're a spiritual coach, if you're an expert in personal transformation niche, if you're a healer, so this is what your area of expertise is, and you're bringing a really deep, incredibly powerful message and transformation for your clients. Do you want to be seen as a high level coach, a premium level coach, a sought after expert? Or do you just want to get some clients? See how there is a difference? And the sought after expert, there is a level of responsibility that is added to that vision. That is really important distinction there to become aware of. Because when we have this sort of a vague, like, well, I just want more clients, I just want to fill my program, we're not actually adding any personal responsibility to the vision that we want to create. And anything that we create, we are responsible for. That is a universal law. So if there is a part of you that's kind of backpedals from responsibility and says, well, I just want some clients, I just want some money, I just want to finally be safe because my program is filled, that's not going to actually get you to the place where you're making 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 a month. If you have a vision of scaling your business to those higher levels, that means you as a being have to match the level of responsibility that comes with those levels. So being a premium sought after coach or a healer means that you internally are actually responsible for that dream. Okay? So like, are you ready to grow your business? Think about that. Like, put in the comments, is it a yes or a no? That should be a pretty simple question. Like, yeah, I'm ready to grow my business. Okay. But do you feel like you're ready, or do you think that you're ready? Or maybe you feel you're not ready. Maybe you think that you have to do it out of obligation. You know, something that you should do because that's a natural next step, or because that's how you prove that you're worthy, or this is how, you know, your coach or your co-workers, colleagues or whatever will see that you're actually doing something that, you know, matters. Maybe you're proving something. So look for those things, because those are also ways how we sabotage the very thing that we want to create, right? So whatever it is that you want to put out there in the universe, that energy actually matters. So it's not just that, okay, I gotta apply this strategy and then make it happen. Strategies are super important. Without strategy in business, you're not actually going to scale past 6 figures. I mean, you can, without strategy, probably just get to making a couple thousand a month. But if we're talking about somebody who's actually having a business, not a hobby that occasionally generates income, but a business that is continuous, that is stable, that is sustainable, that's generating 10, 20, 30,000 a month, maybe 100,000 a month, maybe more. So maybe you're at a million level. That level of business, there is definitely business strategy. There is definitely a level of responsibility that's different. And there is so much more clarity. This is definitely not something that you can reach with this vague, well, I just want to be safe or prove myself. At the higher levels of business, there's no more proving. Because if you're still running on proving, you're going to burn out. That's another component of energetics, of aligning yourself correctly to that multi-6-figure person, even if you're not her yet. Because this is how you become her. You become her by doing that internal work. You know, like, as I said, do you want to really grow your business? What does that mean for you? You know, maybe you think like, well, I have to or whatever. That's an obligation or perfectionism about not ready. That is subconscious sabotage to the idea of growing your business. And ideas always come first. The energy comes first before the action. So if the energy is incorrect, if you're doing it out of obligation or fear, then whatever the action comes after that, it will not be a soul-aligned action. It will be an action that's from your ego or from your lower self. This will be like a defensive action. And defensive actions bring very small results. I mean, if you're a type of a person that's just diligent and disciplined to keep putting the effort, yeah, you will have some results, absolutely. But they will be small and they will be hard. It would feel really, really hard. You can make a lot of money working really, really, really hard and burn out. Or you can make a lot of money being in alignment and then doing only the right things and then still generating a lot, but in a sustainable way that actually feeds you. That's what you're after when you're thinking about like, okay, I want to get to multiple six-figure. That's my vision for my business. You have to start looking at how is that going to look from that perspective. Not just I want to make more money or I have to fill my programs and then I'm going to feel safe. Because that is a scarcity energy that actually does not let you get to the vision you want. All right? Like, do you want to attract premium level clients? Somebody that is at the higher level of commitment, somebody who's willing to pay for your highest offers and go the deepest with you. Like, put in the comments if this is one of your vision components of a multi-six-figure business. Like, I want to get to that next level when I'm generating, let's say, 10 or 12 or 15,000 a month, and I want to do it with amazing soulmate clients. So if that is your vision, have you actually looked at what this looks like in reality? Like, who are those people? Or is it just a vague idea? Because if it's a vague idea, that means you have not given the instructions to the universe as to what you want to create. That also means in a practical sense, your messaging, your positioning is probably off because you don't know who you're talking to. And when we want to get to that six-figure level, that means we have to be clear about how we are positioned in the marketplace. We have to be clear about the message of who we're speaking to. Who is that soulmate client that we want to attract, right? If you're not clear about that, if you're just thinking of it like, well, it's just somebody who's going to buy my program, my offer, my whatever it is you're selling, my course, then that's a limitation that's going to keep you small instead of help you get to the next level. Like this hypothetical a lot of money is actually a sabotage. Like, how much money? How often? How do you want it come to you? When? In what way? That does not mean that you're limiting it by saying, I only want money to come to me from this specific direction. No, you always want to keep it open, that kind of like this or something better, because it's true, we don't know all the possibilities. But if you don't have some specificity, that usually means there is a fear in a way. That usually means there's some sort of a fear energy that's behind the scenes that's kind of making it like not work. So as somebody who's been in business for a very long time, like over 20 years, I'm a business strategist and I work with energetics, like messaging energetics, how you're speaking to your clients and how you creating the correct energy configuration to attract them. I do a lot of business strategizing and marketing strategizing with my clients to align what they want to the vision that they're having. But step one is to clarify the vision. You know, it's not this vague, I just want more money, I just want next level, I just want to fill my program. That is never going to get you there. You have to be clear as to what that means. Not necessarily in every detail, like I want 5 clients per month come in and buy this. That's not really what I'm talking about, although that might work too, as long as you keep it open that the universe can give you something better than that. But it's more about looking at, like, what kind of a client is it? How do I want to be responsible for the delivery of my service to that client? What will have to change in how I deliver my service if I have, let's say, 10 clients instead of 2? What if I have 50 clients instead of 10? What will have to change in my delivery? How will I have to show up? What issues might come up? Like maybe I will start to feel like, well, I'm working all the time. I don't have enough space. I'm too busy. Okay, that will sabotage your creation before it even comes to life, because you already decided that if you get it, you'll be trapped. So then why would you create it? You would not. So we always want to work with clarification first before we go into business strategy. And as a business strategist, I will totally tell you, business strategy, marketing strategy, messaging strategy is important. You cannot bypass that and just wing it and hope it's going to work out. No, you need to do business by actual business structures. But without that conscious front, the vision of going somewhere with clarity, all the structures are going to not get you anywhere you want to get to. Okay? Because kind of like when somebody says, well, I just want enough money. Well, that's exactly what you get. Enough money. You never make it further than enough into abundance. You never make it into actually pulling in incredible sums of money and being able to create with it and impact the world, because all you said you wanted was enough money, just like enough. So you're safe. So you pay the bills. We have to detangle whatever the thing we think we're gonna get from it from the thing we want to create. Okay? This is really important. I want you to get that. You need to detangle what you want to get from the thing you want to create so that it is separate. Like, I want to generate income, and it shouldn't be connected to so that I feel safe. You need to find a way to feel safe first in order to free yourself to create a specific amount of money per month, let's say. If you're saying I want to create 10,000 months or 20,000 months so that I can prove that I'm worthy, you're never going to get there. But if you internally decide that you're worthy and you start there and you do internal energetics work and mindset work, then you free yourself to generate those 20K months. You start to see what I'm saying? So put in the comments if this is making sense to you. Because the truth is, whatever you choose will grow for you. Okay? So if you're choosing something, consciously or unconsciously, it still matters. The choice is the choice. Your whole life is the choice. So whatever's going on in your life right now, like in your business, in your personal life, and how you're thinking about things, and your relationships, all of that you chose. All of that you put in there somehow. It actually is your creation, conscious or unconscious. So I know you know this. I mean, I understand you know this. You're a conscious person, but we forget, and then we just kind of get caught in our own illusion. So what is it gonna be? Are you going to consciously create whatever this multi-six-figure vision you have by having yourself responsible for it and stepping up to become the kind of a person that can handle that? Or is it going to be a fear-based reaction of chasing money, chasing clients, chasing opportunities? You know, put in the comments if you're tired of this constant chasing money, chasing clients. That state is actually scarcity-based, fear-based state. That is not energetically an aligned state that will ever get you to multiple six figures. That's why so many coaches who get to, through this hard work, to let's say 5, 6, 8, 10,000 a month, they feel like, okay, great, I got here, now I need to go further. And it's like, how do I go further without working even harder? I'm already at capacity. And then they try to do it with the same, I'm going to prove, I'm going to make it happen, you know, I'm going to do what it takes. And even though, yes, of course, you got to do what it takes, but you got to work smart, not hard. So when you're in that hardship and a fear-based, you know, chasing whatever you don't have, remember, whatever you choose will grow for you. So that means you're choosing chasing. That's a energetically an actual state that then is what you're getting, chasing more hardship, not the multiple six-figure vision landed in material plane that you were originally hoping for. So the common misconception here is that you have to constantly pay attention to the problem in order to solve the problem. Like, put in the comments if this is something that you in your being either believe or you've been told. Like, if you just keep focusing on the problem, you're going to solve it. And no, you won't. From 20 years of experience, I can tell you, no, that's not how it works. Because whatever you choose is what becomes your reality. So you will only make yourself vibrate at the frequency of your problem, which is the last thing you want, right? So I invite you to vibrate at the different frequency, higher frequency, the frequency of your vision. This is the vibration that you want, the vibration that is matching your vision. So if your vision is to go from 5,000, 8,000 a month to generating 10, 20, 30,000 a month and impacting people deeply and having amazing higher level clients and being sought after, that means you actually have to vibrate at that frequency. If you're still vibrating in the frequency of chasing clients, chasing money, and how do I get it, and I'm willing to work hard and do what it takes to get there, well, that's exactly what you get. You just get working hard and chasing instead of the vision. So if you want to learn how to live at the frequency of your vision, it happens that I'm teaching a class about that very soon. So in the description of this video, there is a link so you can actually click on that and find out all the details. That's where I literally teach you how to do that. So what do you need in order to really be at the frequency of your vision, that multi-six-figure vision? Well, first of all, you need to actually know how you personally attract abundance into your life. If you're doing it by somebody else's idea, by some cookie cutter strategy, that's only going to get you to some extent, like a couple thousand a month, maybe, like you can kind of generate some money, but you're not going to actually scale without knowing what is your natural way. That's why knowing yourself is so important. So instead of struggling and trying all the ways, you need to know your specific way. You need to know what is your way to do so, to bring in the abundance into your life. You also need to have a clear identity of that multi-six-figure person in your understanding. That's the part that a lot of people miss. And as a business coach, this is actually where I start with my clients, because you cannot do business strategy without knowing who they need to be to implement the business strategy. Otherwise, you're trying to implement the business strategy being the person who cannot really apply it. That doesn't work. That's why a lot of times when somebody says like, oh, this is a proven strategy, it's awesome, it definitely works, apply that, you go there, you apply that, and it doesn't work. And then you say, well, that must be that the strategy is bad, or something's wrong with me because it worked for others. When actually, it's not the strategy. Strategy could be awesome. And it's not that something wrong with you. It's just you were at the frequency that didn't match the strategy. If the strategy is of the higher frequency of business and you're at a lower frequency of business, even if you apply the details of that strategy, you're lower than it. So it's not going to work. So in order to actually implement the higher level business strategies correctly and make them work in your business, you have to be at the frequency where those business strategies reside. If you're not being that person, no business strategy is going to help here. So that's another thing that you need to know and do and be internally in order to get to that multi-six-figure level. Also, you need to expand your wealth container. That is how much capacity for holding wealth you hold, right? We all say like, I want more money, I want millions, I want to make, 30,000, 100,000 a month. But then what that actually means for you? Have you imagined what that looks like in your body? If you really envision it and hold that in your body, what happens? Chances are, if you're far away from that number right now, like if you're 20,000 and you're talking about 30, maybe not a big deal. But if you're at 5 and you want to imagine 100, what would that feel like in your body? You're probably gonna freak out. It's probably going to feel tense. You might find that there's some sort of an internal issue going on with that. So whatever those reactions are in your body, those are indications that your wealth container, like the cup into which you want to pour the universal abundance here, is too small. If you have a too small of a cup, you can have amazingly big vision, but it can't land because your cup is too small. So that's another thing that must be changed in order to scale to multiple six-figure and to match yourself to the frequency of a multi-six-figure business owner. Okay? Obviously, taking responsibility for your abundance is also the key, because if you don't know how to be properly responsible, like if you're afraid that, well, if more money comes in, then I don't know what to do with it, or I have to think about it, or I'm bad with money, or what if I lose it all, or what if somebody takes it from me, or whatever your subconscious story there is, all those things are ways of how self-sabotages the abundance inflow. Like you yourself need to be self-responsible, like responsible with the abundance. If you are, then it can enter. If you're not, it cannot enter, no matter how amazing your business strategy is. So again, as a business coach, I'm actually telling you this because if you want to apply awesome business strategies that are pretty much like set up to get you to multi-six-figure business, it's possible. But internally, the work is required to get you to be at the frequency of that multi-six-figure coach that is sought after, that works with premium level clients, that can charge, 10, 15,000, 20,000 for her offers and feel totally worthy of receiving that abundance. If you are not, no business strategy is going to get there. So you need to first work with these internal components so that you can manifest your abundance on purpose. So leave a heart underneath this video if you want more information on the course I'm teaching. This is where I'm covering all those things. Like, what is your specific abundance personality type? Like, how do you really meant to attract abundance? How to expand your wealth container? Who do you need to be in order to match that frequency of your vision? And what do you need to do to reprogram your brain? All these subconscious patterns that sabotage you so that you can get out of your own way and bring in that incredible abundance so that you can finally be in conscious control of your mind. So you can create on purpose, right? With your mind. So you can be in conscious control of the money inflow and conscious control of momentum that you're creating in your business. So leave a heart emoji under this video or click on the link in the description, and I hope to see you in my Abundance Gate course, where I'm going to teach you how to actually become the abundance magnet that you meant to be, applying it onto your business so you can scale to whatever level of business you desire. Okay? My love to you. Bye.